Now in the event, let's see if it will come off. Okay. In the event it doesn't just drop out, the best thing to do is take it and go back in here with this machine cut off, feed it back in about halfway, and be sure you go in the right direction. Turn it back on and pull this straight out again.
Yeah, that would be bad.
If you go the other direction, you start over. That gets that piece off. Now that one came out.
How about that?
That's cool.
I want you to save that piece.
No, I'm kind of like turns. I got a lot of scrap on this one.
Tie a string to it, hang it up.
If you have trouble getting the pattern, this is the one thing that I glue the pattern directly to the wood. Just about everything I do, I generally put the blue painter's tape on the piece of wood and stick my pattern on top of it. It makes it come off real clean. You don't have to put any thinner on it or anything. But with this, you can dab it with a little bit of paint thinner to make that glue release and it'll come right off. Now you see how rough that is. So now the next thing you do, and I believe they have sets of these here at the store, right? Where's the key?
Up on top there, ready to go a bunch of board.
Oh, thank you.
With microphone?
No, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm zooming in pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is a better one I'm
That's
using.
I think what it's doing is peeking out this. It takes a minute for it to come back.
I guess to plug it in and help. Of course, it's like so many things, you really start to work once you get through cutting. I want to lower this. I'm not going to do much sanding here because I don't have, well, there's a dust system there, but I'm not going to have trouble hooking it up.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
If you don't have a drill press or you prefer doing it another way, you can take a dowel, wrap a piece of sandpaper around it, and do it by hand. I'll probably end up, even after using that, I'll end up doing some of it by hand. And of course, when you get up into the top part, you take it off the dowel and do it with your finger. So that you can shine it up real good. Take your pattern off, sand that slightly, and then you're ready to put your holes in it for your hardware. So you want to find the center of the top and the center of the bottom, which I already have because they turned it. And on the top, in order to fit the hardware that I'm using, this is hardware. They're getting some of this in the store here. It'll be in by the end of the week. So if you want to turn some of these, you want to make some of these, you can make. you can make them all week and come in here the first of next week and pick up your hardware. And they're gonna have this particular hardware on hand.
You got the Chuck E.
Yeah.
He was gonna take
Take it off on me. I get more Chuck keys that way.
I've seen you on him.
Thank you. When you get ready to cut this, you know you've got to have something to help you hold it. If you hold it like that and it catches, it's going to spin and probably hurt your hand. So you need, if you use something like this and clamp it, tighten it, and then turn this.
Push that there.
Turn it so that will hit against that back. So if it catches mad, it'll do that and it won't spin around and hurt you. You notice the piece of blue tape I put on there. I put that on this morning, so that's the depth that I need to do my hardware. I think it's about 15, 16.
Kind of bit, that's all. Kind of bit.
Yep. There's more.
Back up.
If it's a wee bit deeper, it won't matter, but if you want it that depth. So that's your top one. And the bottom one actually doesn't call for drilling at all, but I find that when you put this on, it sits right up on top like that, and I think it looks better if it's down a little bit. So I've been taking this. I have a printout of, basically I tried to do it today, so it may not be quite as good as it should be, but I have a printout of all the various steps that I'm taking now, so if anybody wants to know, I think I printed 15, but we got a printer of this, so if you want more than that, we'll run you some copies on it.
George, if you wanted to make one a little larger or a little smaller, is there a way to cut that formula down, or is there a formula you use? Or?
Probably. I haven't done it yet. I want to make one. I want to make one about that big around that I can put the little. My wife's got some little candles about 1.5 inches in diameter and about that tall, and I want to make some for that. And I don't know whether we're going to be able to just put it on the computer and blow it up, or whether we'll have to change some dimensions on it. But I'll know in a few weeks, so check back.
How deep you going on that?
You don't have to go very deep on this. Let's see if that's enough. It's just to make it fit down. It just fits down on there a little close. And you could take it and sand that at an angle and really make it look tight on there. But it doesn't show up too bad once you get the screw in. The screw goes up through that end of that. And I do like to pre-drill it. I do have the drill bit somewhere. There we go. Just put a little bit in there.
sage orange.
Full sage.
You could use it.
No.
Work on your sign this
Does it have much, does it have much of a grain?
A little bit, not much.
Not much of a grain.
Yeah.
That makes
There
it
it is, okay.
It's not bad for pins,
Really?
but it depends on the wood itself. Most of it's not as orange as that, it's a little lighter, or not as bright, so.
And to keep them splitting out when I put the screw in, I like to pre-drill it, so I just drill a little bit down here. I'm not gonna finish taking the pattern off because it's too much trouble.
What is that tool, George?
I don't use many things like this that don't have a motor on it.
Where's the motor?
Got something like that.
I got electric, if I was at home, I'd be using an electric drill.
At least make a noise with your mouth.
Old fashioned tool.
We can attach a cord to that for you if you want. And we have a real display.
Yep, plug it in, wrap it around my leg and plug it in. And not being used to using screwdriver, I'm not gonna complete it, but you can see what it's gonna look like when you get through.
Tilt.
Oh, we're better than one. That's a plus.
We'll get that later. We're gonna be making some more over here.
Take that down, you can pass it around, you want to pass it around?
Yeah, all right, if you want to. Here, go ahead and take the rest of the pattern off if you want.
Wait, what's the
Oh,
screw,
where's
isn't
the
it?
screw? Like on the floor somewhere.
Well, you go ahead, I'll take the pattern off. Go ahead, I'll take the pattern off. I got it.
George, look at that from there, you know, like you said, you could bevel it on the inside and make it sit down farther. I would think if I made one, I would take a contrasting wood, make it in a circle, and then take your forest bit, big enough for your base, and set it down in there and not use the metal base.
Yeah, well, you can make your own bases for them.
You'd have to either do that or bevel. From looking at this angle, well, most people aren't gonna look down from a table, but looking at this angle, it looks kinda awkward.
Yeah, well, you see a difference here too, in the way the top fits on that one and this one.
Right, right.
This one fits as the way it shows in the book, but I think it.
Yeah, I didn't like the way
I
it.
kinda like the way that goes down in there, that's a little larger hole and drop it down there. You can adapt it to suit yourself.